Aloha friends. I'm going to just make a quick video here where I'm going to try to help you connect the dots so that you can figure out how this quake that just happened in New Zealand was man-made and induced by the HAARP and the chem clouds. I'm going to go ahead and scroll down. Let's zoom right in here. I'm going to show you a chart of the HAARP and its seismic reading prior and during the earthquake. Here let's get the information here. Magnitude 6.3, South Island of New Zealand, 2011, February 21st. Magnitude 6.3. Again, it happened for us on Monday, February 21st. But remember that New Zealand is 13 hours ahead, so actually it happened there on the 22nd. So just keep that in mind while we go ahead and we're going to look at the HAARP here. This is the actual chart, and there's some serious spiking going on. Let's start out down here on the bottom. Magnitude 6.3, South Island of New Zealand. Again, we want to look at 221. Okay, and here we are. And go ahead, and 222. Let's go ahead though and look up. This is at the time prior to the earthquake, and you can see there's some serious spiking going on. This is the HAARP in action. I mean, if that doesn't tell me that there's obviously some serious power surging through the HAARP, I don't know what else does. This is the reading right here. Okay, now that we've got a good look at that, I'm going to go ahead and show you something else. By the way, there are several top secret HAARPs and antenna farms all over the world, underground and above ground. Just know that this is only one. This is only one we're getting a reading of. I also wanted to go ahead and give you kind of a little insight on how they decided to pick basically the most pretty much probably populated, and could also do the most damage. They zoomed right in here on Christchurch, right outside of it, and if you see at the bottom, this is kind of like a rating system in colors, and the dark orange towards the red, you can see it says moderate to heavy, heavy, violent, and severe. Well, we had some violent and severe colors going on right here. So like I said, they couldn't have picked a more perfect place to do damage and kill some people off. We're going to go ahead. I'm going to take you now to another dot to connect. This is an ad, not an ad, but here's a video up top, and it specifically talks about the HAARP weather wars, and I found a very interesting piece of evidence and a clue that was right down here that was left by a fellow truther on YouTube. His name is Elusive323. Check out what he has to say. Remember, in the China earthquake, the Chile earthquake, there were these rainbow-colored clouds, bocce clouds that had been witnessed. Check out what this guy says. He's seeing them in New Zealand. There is an HF-LF HAARP radar across the harbor from me. I'm in Bluff, New Zealand, real close to where the pilot whales beached themselves. Yesterday, there was a massive square rainbow-like effect in the sky over the antenna, not bowed like a normal rainbow. This happened in the morning, midday, and evening, with a straight line into the sky, going about 1 kilometer up. It's the third time I've seen this now. Wow, that just made me go, oh my gosh, because I'm going to take you somewhere else. Listen very clearly. This is an eyewitness of HAARP cloud, rainbow-colored clouds in Chile. This is another man-made quake.
Shocked because it was totally paralyzed. I didn't really know what to do because I was expecting all of a sudden, you see my neighbor maybe getting through from the roof to my floor or whatever. It was so intense, and I was seeing the sky changing colors, and it was really sort of apocalypse now thing.
Huh. Okay, did you just hear that? She said, I saw the sky turning colors. Okay, there's a man-made quake with evidence of HAARP. Here we go, check this out. This is 30 minutes before the earthquake in China. Really take a look at these clouds here, same type of effect. These rainbow oily residue type clouds have been seen, eyewitnessed all over the world, specifically on days with, pretty gigantic earthquakes. I'm just trying to help you guys to literally start connecting the dots. Okay, then we're going to go over here. Another thing I want to talk about as well is the whales, how those beautiful 107 pilot whales beached themselves. Obviously there had to be something wrong in the ocean for these whales to throw themselves out of the ocean. I mean, to deliberately swim out of the ocean. I'm guessing some sort of HAARP activity happened. I mean, because these whales, they were found beached right where the earthquake hit. Check this out. Here's a video. This is not a coincidence, people.
107 pilot whales have died after becoming beached on a remote island off the south of New Zealand. Authorities were alerted when a pair of hikers discovered the whales, and about half were still alive at the time but were euthanized to ease their suffering. Time constraints and an approaching storm made it unfeasible to rescue the creatures.
Okay, can you believe this? This is more evidence. We're racking it all up. Connect all the dots. Okay, why are these whales? This is obviously some sort of HAARP array activity underwater that is forcing these whales out of the ocean, that their own instincts would take them out of the ocean. Another thing too that's, of course, is 300 are missing, 75 bodies recovered. There was already $4 billion in damages from the September 3rd quake. They're trying to say that this was an aftershock from that quake. This is bogus. It's no aftershock. Now you've got billions upon more billions of dollars in damage, and I am still trying to investigate in what the gain is, the financial gain is for this happening. I can't get into that yet, but I'm just trying to help you connect the dots right now so that you can really wake up to what is going on this planet. And it's no coincidence, I'm telling you, that we are having these earthquakes. The acceleration of earthquakes it's absurd. It's definitely nothing I've ever experienced, just even here in Hawaii. I grew up here. We never had so many earthquakes. They're about every 4 to 6 months we'll have a jolt or a quake. The sky will be covered in these sloppy, horrible chem clouds. Yet the natives walk around like they're totally in a coma. I try to wake them up about it, and they give me this, eye roll. And I'm looking at them like, you're according to plan. You're the brainwashed, robot. Check this out, you guys. Put the pieces together. Put the pieces together. You've got huge Richtering spikes on the HAARP chart. You've got rainbow clouds, okay, in the skies that are being seen in New Zealand. You've got beached whales in New Zealand right at the time prior to the earthquake. These are just not coincidences. You start putting the pieces together when you can allow your mind to open and to take this in, that these man-made quakes are real. They're happening all over the globe. The chem clouds are the brains. They work together with the HAARP. The HAARP is the muscle. I've got to show you another very quick, hopefully I have enough time. Let me see if I can find it. Sorry, I'm rushing through all this. Oh, I wanted to read you something else really quickly. Only a small percentage of the military's atmospheric modification projections are visibly obvious. We can't see it is what we can't see is equally dangerous. The ionosphere, the Earth and its inhabitants are continually bombarded with high-frequency microwaves used to manipulate the charged atmosphere for weather modification, information gathering, and for tectonic earthquake-producing weaponry. Independent chemtrail researcher Clifford Carnicorn confirms that we are also continually subjected to extremely low electromagnetic frequencies, pulsing at 4 Hz multiples, frequencies known to profoundly affect human biological and mental functioning. I'm just going to try to find something else really quick here. Bear with me, hopefully I have enough time. If this thing runs out, then I've run out of time. Here we go. I'm going to play you something really quick. Listen to this.
In 1983, I did radiotomography with 30 watts, looking for oil in the ground. I found 26 oil wells over a 9-state area, and 100% of the time was accurate with just 30 watts of power beaming straight into solid rock. HAARP uses 1 billion watts beamed straight into the ionosphere for experiments. Picture these strings on the piano as layers of the earth. Each one has its own frequency. What we used to do is beam radio waves into the ground, and it would vibrate any strings that were present in the ground. We might get a sound back like, and we'd say, that's natural gas. We might get a sound back like, and we'd say, that's crude oil. We were able to identify each frequency. We accomplished this with just 30 watts of radio power. If you do this with 1 billion watts, the vibrations are so violent that the entire piano would shake. In fact, the whole house would shake. In fact, the vibrations could be so severe underground that could even cause an earthquake.
Okay, folks, I just wanted to play you that little clip. Here's another one of HAARP at work for those of you that don't know what it looks like. Again, we have above ground, underground HAARPs. Okay? As you can basically see there, the electromagnetic waves pulsing out, they conjunct with the chemical particles and the metals in the sky, and that's how the chem clouds and the HAARP work together. You guys need to wake up. I'm going to tune out here, and I want you to start putting the pieces together, start figuring it out. These man-made earthquakes are real, and they're happening all over the world. God bless you.